Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to teach you one of the most important finger picking patterns you can learn, and then I'm going to teach you how to improvise your own melodies with it. Start off with these 3 fingers, and you're going to play your ring finger on the high E string, your middle finger on the B string, and your index on the G string. You don't have to fret anything with your left hand. Just over and over like that. Every 3rd time you pluck with your ring finger, pluck the low E string with your thumb. Just like that. Now, to improvise your own melodies, you can play any combination of notes with these frets on the high E string. Open, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 10th, 12th. Sound like this. It'll always sound good if you play those frets. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, I'm going to teach you a quick and easy way to start learning how to multitask on guitar, how to play 2 things at the same time on guitar. So the key is you take a couple simple riffs at first and you start to play them simultaneously. So take this riff on like the B and the high E string, open, 3rd fret, just these 4 notes. It doesn't sound like much by itself, but then you add a bass line, let's say on the low E string, open 3, and then A string, open 2. And you just play that while you're playing the other line. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. In the next minute, I'm going to teach you guys a really cool capo hack. Basically what I'm doing is I'm flipping the capo around backwards to the wrong side of the guitar neck, and I'm using this rubber stopper on the back of the capo to play an open A chord, an A major chord. So you have to use this Kaiser style capo, and you want that rubber stopper to be fretting these notes. Basically open, open, 2nd fret, 2nd, 2nd, open. So now you've got that A major chord, and you can play up and down the neck, and these open strings give you that A major harmony. For more lessons, go to Justin Johnson Guitar. All right, here's a percussive train rhythm. Thumb, slap, index. Thumb, slap, index. Thumb, slap, index. In the next minute, I'm going to teach you this Texas blues shuffle in the style of Stevie Ray Vaughan. First of all, let's learn the bass line. It starts open, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 4th, and then starts over. The real magic happens with the right hand. So the right hand is doing this the whole time. Now when you're doing the downstroke, you want to hit that bass line, but you want to mute every string except for the notes in that bass line. And then on the upstroke, you're going to upstroke on the open strings. You're not going to be fretting anything, but then you're going to mute it with your left hand almost immediately. Now let's play it to tempo. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. All right, tell me what I'm doing wrong here on the guitar. What I was doing wrong is something that pretty much all guitar players do wrong at some point in their development. And that is not using this little guy right here, the pinky. The pinky should be one of your most dominant fingers, but a lot of guitar players completely ignore it. So this hack right here is how you can develop your pinky into a monster guitar player. And it's just this simple. Put a guitar slide on your ring finger for a week every time you play, and don't even use the guitar slide. This is to help you develop the use of your pinky. So you can play the same riff I just played, but with your pinky. So at the end of the week, you will be a totally different guitar player, and you will thank me later. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. All right, in the next minute, I'm gonna give you a drop D tuning hack that always sounds good. It sounds bluesy, it sounds swampy and impressive, and it's super easy. So basically, you're in drop D tuning. That's when you tune the low E string down a whole step. Play a D minor chord here, and then with your ring finger, you can play these bass strings open in the 3rd fret on all the bass strings. Play them in any combination you want. It always sounds swampy and awesome. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to teach you the easiest way to turn a simple guitar riff, like lead guitar riff, into a complete solo arrangement for guitar. So take a lead guitar riff like this in the key of E. Sounds pretty cool, but it's definitely not a full arrangement. So this is all you really have to do is with your thumb over here, palm muted, just play quarter notes on a bass string like that. Now check it out, same riff. To dig more into this style of solo blues guitar, check out my Back Porch Blues Bootcamp series I just released at justinjohnsonguitar.com. Hey, what's up? In the next minute, I'm going to teach you the riff that I just played, and it uses one of my favorite techniques to add like a lot of style and a lot of flair to what would otherwise be a pretty simple scale run. So there's 2 parts essentially in this riff. Plucking with my thumb over here, I'm going to play this run that's based on the minor pentatonic scale in E. Then I'm also going to do this finger picking roll where my middle finger hits the high E string open, my index finger hits the B string open. So just play it like that, get it faster and faster, and then when you play this, really focus on your thumb when you're plucking it. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to teach you a really cool way to apply slap bass technique to the guitar. So check this out. This is over an A chord, and check the right hand out right here. So I do thumb, index, middle, slap, index, thumb, thumb. Thumb, index, middle, slap, index, thumb, thumb. You can add improv in between those riffs. For more guitar lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to teach you a finger picking exercise that sounds simple, but it's actually pretty tricky, and it's going to dramatically improve your right hand control over all 5 fingers. So I'm going to do it over the E minor chord. You can do it over any chord, but it's the same notes, but with different fingers. So check this out. I'm gonna start out with thumb, index, middle, do that again, thumb, index, middle, and then I'm gonna do index, middle, ring, index, middle, ring, and then I'm gonna do middle, ring, pinky, middle, ring, pinky. And you just alternate between those, the same strings. Do that over and over again, like 5 minutes a day, and it'll blow your mind how much better your control of your right hand is gonna be. For more finger picking lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. In the next minute, I'm going to teach you a really easy way to dramatically increase your chord vocabulary. So it's the idea of, instead of just changing chord shapes or chord voicings, you're just going to move the same shape around to different positions on the fretboard. So take this A minor shape right here. Let's just move it up. Keep your fingers where they are in the same orientation, but move it up 2 frets. Now keep it in the same orientation, but move everything up 1 string. Now move that up 1 fret. Back down. So you can make a whole song this way. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Hey, in the next minute, I'm going to teach you one of the quickest, easiest ways that you can start playing solo, unaccompanied fingerpicking guitar like what I was just doing. So you're going to be playing 2 parts. That's the key to it. Let's start with this E major chord right here. And the first part is going to be with your thumb. One of the keys is that you're going to be palm muting only the bass strings here. And then with your thumb, you're going to be playing this. Speed it up. Just get that nice and steady. And now you're going to be adding melody notes at the same time on the high E string and the B string. Just play open 3rd fret like this. You want it to sound like a full band when you're playing it. That's the key. Now to dig into this style in more detail, check out all my lessons on fingerpicking at justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, I'm going to teach you the secret to bar chords. So bar chords are these right here. It's a chord where I'm using my index finger to bar off multiple strings. They're absolutely essential to learn as a guitar player, but they put a lot of strain on this muscle right here, especially when you're first learning them. So the secret is to use your body muscles instead of just your left hand muscle right there. I'm applying a counter motion with my forearm of my right hand to push the neck outwards. And then I'm just using my index finger right there to apply all that pressure. So I can do bar chords without even using the thumb on my left hand. But when I use that to control and I balance this all out, it makes bar chords so much easier. For all of my lessons and for a new series I just dropped specifically on bar chords, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. What's up? In the next minute, I'm going to teach you one of the easiest ways that you can dramatically improve your rhythm guitar playing. So most people are familiar with open chords like this A minor right here. And you'd be strumming or finger picking this, you know, when you're playing rhythm guitar. But if you want to add a lot of cool embellishments to it without knowing any music theory, all you have to do is hold this chord shape, but add either a hammer-on or pull-off. So a hammer-on is when you start open and you hammer your finger down. Or a pull-off is when you fret that note and then pull off. So add those to different open chords and it'll sound something like this. So here's an A minor, G major, F major, E7. For all my guitar lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to show you a really cool exercise that's specifically going to drill multitasking. So you're going to be playing 2 different parts simultaneously. The first part's going to be this 3-note melody up high on the top 2 strings. So keep playing that over and over again the entire time. Meanwhile, you're going to be playing this bass line. The tricky part comes when you play them both at the same time. For all of my guitar lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. In the next minute, I'm going to teach you a technique every guitar player should know. It's called a pedal tone. It's when you play a repeating note over and over again while you're doing something else, like a moving chord change or melody. So take this melody in A. I'm going to add a lower pedal tone. I'm going to play the A string open. You can also do it with a higher pedal tone. You could play an A up here on the 5th fret of the high E string while I play that riff. So I just keep hitting that note. So you can do both at the same time, actually. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, I'm going to teach you my favorite blues turnaround in the key of E. It's actually 2 turnarounds at once. So this is actually 2 bass lines you're playing at the same time in contrary motion. That's when 2 musical phrases move different directions at the same time. So you're playing this bass line. It's a chromatic bass line starting on the 4th fret of the E string. And then at the same time you're playing this one starting on the 5th fret of the A string going down. Playing both at the same time. And then play a B7 chord. Here's what it sounds like. Happy picking. Hey, in the next minute, I'm going to give you a really cool shortcut that'll get you playing slide guitar a lot faster. So you have to have this in an open tuning for this to work. I'm going to give you several open tunings that this works for in the description below. Right now I'm in open E tuning. You can play any notes that are open on the 3rd fret or the 5th fret, and it'll sound good with this open tuning. So let me give you an example. So here's open 3rd fret. So that was just open and 3rd fret. Here's open 3rd and 5th. So it'll work for any string, open 3rd and 5th. For more lessons, go to justinjohnsonguitar.com. Okay, in the next minute, I'm going to give you a guitar hack that applies to both open E tuning, and particularly it's good for slide guitar. So first of all, open E tuning is E, B, E, G sharp, B, E. But here's the secret to what makes this tuning so easy to play. So the top 2 strings are tuned to B and E, and the 5th and 4th strings are also tuned to B and E, an octave lower. So anything you play on the high 2 strings, you can play the exact same thing on the exact same frets on the 5th and 4th strings. If you want to dig in more to my slide guitar lessons, I just dropped my Bottleneck Blues Bootcamp series at justinjohnsonguitar.com. Check it out.